Hi guys! Thank you for watching me, and today I decided to film a video, answer all your questions, what I got on comments and on the private messages. I think this video will be super important, so for this video and next video please subscribe. I will answer the questions about the tools I'm using. For over 7 years already I'm using exactly the same tools and exactly the same toolbox. So I will begin and start from the toolbox. This toolbox is a DeWalt. I will leave the link down in the description and check it out. All links, maybe I will forget something during the video, I will remember later, and I will put links down in the description where you can purchase the same toolbox. So this toolbox is super convenient because it's compared with two pieces, the top piece and a lower piece, 24 inches long and 12 inches wide. The toolbox has a great handle, the handle in between, so it's a 6 inches from the handle to the side of the toolbox, and it's give you a really nice balance when you hold it. You hold it like this and your body is straight, and it's pretty easy to have it. Second, you will like about this toolbox is divided by two pieces. So if you need only top piece, not bottom, you will just open and take care about this upper side, and you know it's pretty easy to work with.
Okay, let's see what I have on top side and what I have in lower side.
In the top side I have 3 sections. As you can see, I just lift up the toolbox and it's still exactly the same how I put it before. So even the screwdrivers not mixed with the ratchets and the electrical part not moved. So I use all these tools for more than 7 years, I believe, and I will show you what exactly here. So here is the screwdrivers. It's a negative screwdriver, this size, the Phillips screwdriver, small one. This kind of a negative screwdriver, and like this screwdriver. So this screwdriver is the best because you can actually take the bolt and hold in it, so it will not fall down. So screwdriver is the most common screwdriver for any European cars, any Japan cars and European, so BMWs, Mercedes, Jaguars, Hondas, Toyotas, Mazdas, Kia, Hyundai, all these cars you will use all these tools. Screwdriver doesn't matter metric size or inch size, they're all the same. I have this kind of screwdriver which has helped me many times. Due to this screwdriver could be big and it's pretty comfortable handle, so you can twist it pretty easy, even rusted bolts. Then it can be bended on any side, this one or this one, and actually as you can see it can turn to any side, left and right. For this kind of screwdriver I purchased separately these sockets. These sockets is is pretty easy to use, they're pretty cheap, and almost all sizes I have here. So that's for the screwdrivers. And the main important tool in all car business is a clip remover. For any work I'm actually using the clip remover. So then I'm using this kind of keys. This keys is a Cobalt. I purchased it for about 30 bucks, and mine is metric sizes, but if you want to work with American cars you will buy inches sizes. So inch sizes is going to be a red stripe right here and right here. The metric size is a blue stripe right here and right here. Then I have knife. Knife is really important for any kind of work. It's pretty hard to explain what exactly can you do with knife, but I think you will figure out when you will need it. Then I have these sockets. It's star sockets and this kind of sockets. So check it out, this exactly. I purchased it for about 5 bucks and I use it for many years already. And I purchased this one for 20 bucks and I use it for a long time already. I'm using it not for ratchet itself, I use it for electrical power tools that I will show you later. Electrical side, I'm using the voltmeter. It's a great and important stuff if you want to check your alternator working, or if you want to check how many volts at your battery, or you want to check how many volts go to any kind of wire, or you want to check the ohm. You can use this $20. Plus, a really important part is this wire cutter with the signs right here. Here's the 28 really common sizes of the copper wire cutter. This kind of pliers is pretty tiny, small, and really comfortable to go inside in the deep spots and cut any kind of wire. Then this soldering tool. And this FLUX I got from Home Depot, and I got it for actually $2, and I use it for many years already. Actually, the soldering wire itself I purchased from eBay for $20. Leave you the link later. And the brushes to put the FLUX on it. So you will need the heat shrink wire. That's a really important. Instead of the electrical tape, people using heat shrink these days. The wire, solder the wire, put it back, and heat it with a lighter. What I have gets smaller. Look at that, how small they're going. It will hold pretty well your wire, and no moisture will go through. In this part of the toolbox, I have the fuses, rear using sockets, and these super important tools, which is give you the option to drill any size. I have 3 of them. They're cost about $15. Only one time I tried to make it more sharp, and it still worked great. So here's a 5/8 socket for spark. You can see the rubber inside on it. So here's the top part we finished. Lower part. So I'm using Makitas Tools. As you can see, they all bended because they're falling. A lot of things happen to these tools, and they work just perfect. This kind of Makita tools is a brushless impact wrench. I will leave the link down description about this impact wrench and the battery itself. For these sockets, I will show you. I'm using this one for mostly for small sockets, like 10mm sockets, 12mm, 13, because they're usually easy to remove, and it's pretty nice and easy to use. It's not heavy at all, and pretty small size. As you can see, they are almost the same, but this one is more weak. This one is way stronger. I can take any wheel out of the car, even if the bolts are rusted, it will remove any bolt. This Stanley tool, really nice tool. It's pretty hard to see, but it shows you here is a metric sizes, or metric, or any kind of millimeter sizes. You can. So this one worked for a long time and in a great shape. Then this is sockets for this drill. And as you can see, I use it for many years. No one of them is broken, but I'm using it always. So technically, how you work with it, you just take it and replace it, which is you cannot do with. So in this case, here's the Phillips screwdrivers, stars, negatives. And this costs $5. I will leave down the description link for these sockets. Then we have these pliers. I use these pliers for many projects. Really convenient, really easy to use. Any size you can use. So I'm using it many projects. Super command. It's a Cobalt, and give you a lifetime warranty for these tools. A link down description. These tools is a superstar. Some people call it a superstar. Unscrew almost any kind of screws. So actually, that's as you can use these kind of small sockets. This one I'm using. Actually, you will probably once in a while need a heavy-duty tools like this one. And these sockets I'm using for this ratchet. I'm using these nuts for this drill, and it's worked just awesome. So this one is a super important tool. This tool you will put it right here, and then you will take any of these sockets, and if it's hard for you to get into the spot where your bolt's supposed to be removed, you will just use this part. So it can give you the option to go almost any direction. This is a Craftsman tool, and I use it for many years, and I will leave you a description for this one also. Then another Cobalt sockets, a long socket. These are the sockets I'm using this drill. These sockets is starting from 8 millimeters to 19 millimeters. And really important is these pins. So in this case, here's the most usable is this pin, and this, and this. Guys, you will use many times for many kind of project. It's pretty nice to go in somewhere deep, somewhere small, pull out some clips which is hard to take, and you will love it. And then these pliers with these bumps, they're super important pliers. I'm using it because I can go somewhere deep. I need to use these pliers with this wire cut section. Then I have these sockets. This is a star socket, super special edition. Most of the time I'm using for BMW, Mercedes and Volvos. The Mercedes and Volvos using these sockets. This is a star sockets, and they all B14, B16, 12, that's all metric sizes. Then I have super common size, is 32 millimeters on almost any axle remover. You will use this guy. This guy and this guy together was created another. You can use them, and it's pretty helpful. 32 millimeters, or if you need any other size of it, the AutoZone will give you rent it for free. So I have it because I'm using it always and I need it. I got the 32 millimeters and 27 millimeters. You see. So this one is a 0.5 millimeter and 27 millimeter size. The long ratchet with a breakable head. You can use and do and work on any kind of direction. Then a long wire cutters. If you need to cut something long and far, this will help you. As longer handle you have, as easy to cut. Then these extensions you will use for these ratchets, or even for this drill. Any extension, maybe you need this extension or this extension, everything will be down in the description. And the long and deep, I see it's broken, but you can clearly see I work on it always. A long and deep sockets, which is if you need to unscrew any bolt at any car, you can use them. They are super heavy duty, never get broken or something. So this I purchased from Sears, and I will leave in the description because the link for these tools, because I know the Sears is going out of business, at least in my city, and they're not selling anything anymore. So but the tools are great, and I super recommend to use them. So why I'm using these tools and this toolbox? They are created for each other. I will show you how to put it back and to get easy access to any of this set during the work and not do a mess. So the first one, I'm putting the big sockets in the bottom. The second, I'm using these sockets and I'm putting right here like this. Покажи. Right here like this. You can do 99.9% of any work. As you can see, I'm starting to work with my transmission, and I think I will not need any other tools. I will, if I will need something, I will show you. So continue watch my videos and subscribe to my channel. And